Hello and welcome to the Irish Aesthete. Over recent episodes, I've been looking at the history of Dromore Castle, County Limerick. The building was commissioned by the 3rd Earl of Limerick in 1866 and finished some 8 years later, but it was never satisfactory as a residence. Dromore's main problem was it suffered from consistent and chronic damp. The walls just ran with water. So the Earl of Limerick and his family tended to spend less and less time there, and in fact he died in England in 1896. The next generation also rather avoided the place and abandoned it altogether after the First World War. Finally, in 1939 they washed their hands of Dromore entirely and sold it, reputedly for £8,000. It appears that the house had originally cost £100,000 to build. When the new owners, the McMahon family, were in residence, a series of photographs were taken of the castle's interior, and these give us some idea of how it looked while still intact. Note how the walls have all been whitewashed. There's no trace of the murals planned by Godwin and at least started by the artist Henry Stacey Marks. The character of the architect's design can be gauged thanks to the presence of integral features such as the great Gothic chimney pieces. And at least some of the furniture made for the building remained in situ in places such as the main floor corridor. Alas, once again, damp proved to be Dromore's downfall. In the mid-1950s, it was finally abandoned, and this time unroofed in order to avoid payment of domestic rates. The castle has stood empty ever since, gradually slipping further and further into decay. And yet, despite that incurable and very Irish problem of damp, remnants of Dromore's former grandeur survive. The floors between the building's different levels have long since gone. So now one can stand in the basement and look straight up to what would have been the attic, but is today open sky. Many of the decorative elements, such as the marble columns between the drawing room's paired windows, have gone, but some remain, along with what survives of their carved capitals. The corridors that ran along the external walls have also now become one great echoing void. Yet climbing the principal staircase up to what would have been the bedroom floor, it is likewise possible to gain an idea of Godwin's vision for the castle. And from the exterior, Dromore continues to exert its magic, a haunting residue of what must have been once one of the most fantastical buildings ever constructed in Ireland. Let me finish with the words of Mark Girouard, who once wrote that Dromore Castle was splendidly vigorous, amply defensible, and almost uninhabitable. Thank you so much for watching the Irish Aesthete. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye.